Welcome to your Magnetic Purpose podcast, where human design meets astrology and tarot. I'm your host, Ashley Hood. Get ready to explore, evolve, and embrace your fullest potential. Welcome to a journey of self-discovery like no other. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to your Magnetic Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Hood. And today I wanted to take a little bit of a deep dive into how the different energy types interact with each other. If you're new here, welcome. Please head over to our website, yourmagneticpurpose.com, and you can download your chart. You can look at PDFs. You can read blogs. All the information that you need about human design is there. So in human design, there's 5 energy types. These energy types have different signatures with how they interact with the world. There's generators, manifesting generators, projectors, reflectors, and manifestors. Let's start with the generators. Generators are all about life force energy and bringing passion and enthusiasm to everything that they love to do. Think of Beyoncé. Beyoncé is a generator, and when she is in her flow, she is just creating energy for the audience and the masses to feed off of. But every generator thrives when they have a projector. A projector is a wise seeing guide who can kind of understand where to place people to best use their energy. Taylor Swift is a projector. She has this knack for being able to know exactly where to be at the right time and the right people to have around her. So when a projector and a generator come together, it's actually pure magic. They are an unstoppable duo. Could you imagine if Beyoncé and Taylor Swift came together? They'd take over the world. After that, we have a manifestor. So a manifestor is somebody that is bold, action-orientated, and they are moving forward and moving the collective forward, but then leaving everyone in their dust as they're off to go and do something else. They can also seem a little bit intimidating to some. So a really famous manifestor would be Angelina Jolie. She was bold in a lot of the choices and the moves that she made, and she really did set a lot of great things in motion. And then lastly, we have the unicorns of human design, reflectors. Reflectors are just walking mirrors for the collective. They are open and they can absorb a lot of people's energy, but they can also reflect back the energies and the health of the environment that they're in. Sandra Bullock is a reflector, and anytime that she took on a role, she really mirrored back the role that she was playing to the audiences. Now let's talk about the energy centers. This is where it gets a little bit spicy and fun. So the energy centers in human design is kind of like the chakra system. There's 9 energy centers, and they can either be defined, which means that it is consistent energy to you, or they can be undefined, which is where you take the energy in of others. It's also where you're a little bit psychic in this lifetime. So if you have a friend that has a open emotional awareness center, the solar plexus, and you have a fixed solar plexus, the minute that you two come into contact, your open emotional solar plexus is riding the emotional wave of the fixed solar plexus. So for better or for worse, no matter what, you are on that wave with that friend. This is why people can stir up a lot of really deep emotions within us. Now let's talk about the centers in human design. There is 9 energy centers, and this is like the chakra system. You can have your centers defined, which means that this is fixed, consistent energy within you, or you can have them undefined, which means that this is where you can pick up the energy of others around you, but it's also where you're a little bit psychic in this lifetime. Say you're hanging out with a friend who has a defined emotional center, and yours is undefined. The minute you come into contact with that friend, you are riding their emotional wave for better or for worse. That's why people can really stir up some strong emotions within us, seemingly out of nowhere. Take Billie Eilish. She has a defined emotional center. The minute that you are listening to her songs, you can feel the emotion and you are wrapped up in that song. That is how the conditioning can work from someone who has an undefined center versus a defined center. Now let's talk about something really nuanced in the chart, the electromagnetic field. So if you have in your center a hanging gate, it is constantly just searching for somebody who has the opposite gate in their chart so it can connect. So take a friend who has the hanging gate 5. This is all about like rhythm, rituals. And then you have another friend who has the hanging gate 15 in their chart. This is all about extremes. When these two come together, this creates the channel of flow, and that makes instant chemistry. They're going to have a really dynamic but well-balanced relationship. So take Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Beyoncé is a generator and Jay-Z is a manifester. Jay-Z is all about initiating and setting things forward, and Beyoncé is the life force energy to see all of these things to completion. So when they come together, not to mention how many electromagnetic connections that they also have in their charts, they're literally a match made in human design heaven. But not all interactions are just that sweet. Take a generator and a manifester who are maybe more in their not self. A manifester can be really annoyed with a generator because they want to do quick action and move forward. And if they're not respecting the sacral response of the generator who has to wait to feel it out in their gut before making a decision, they could leave that generator in the dust because they are annoyed with how slow maybe the generator needs to move to be aligned in their path. We also could have a reflector. Say there was someone who has a lot of defined centers in their chart. A reflector could have a really hard time being able to be around that person constantly because they don't get the opportunity to detox from all of that fixed energy. So as you can see, getting to know your friends, your family members, anyone in your circle's design is a really key and vital way to make sure that these relationships are the best that they can be and that you're really understanding each other. Could you imagine if you worked on a team or you were a leader who at the very bare minimum understood the energies of each person on that team? You would be able to set that entire project and team up for success. You would have the manifestor that is going forward, blazing new trails. You would have the generators who are there to make sure that all of the energy and the work and everything is getting completed, as well as getting buy-in from the other team members. You'd have the projector who is overseeing the project and knows exactly where to bounce to next. And then you would have the reflector who is here to check the temperature and the health of your project and maybe mirror back where there's some inconsistencies. So thank you for spending this time with me today. If you want to know any more about your chart, or maybe how you and your friends, coworkers, partners, pets interact with each other, head over to yourmagneticpurpose.com and you can book a live reading where we can go over and answer any questions that you have. Or you can book a video reading where I can just go over your chart and send it to you to look at any time that you like. There's also a PDF option where you can download your unique blueprint and start studying up and really understanding the nuances in your design. So thank you for spending this time with me today. If you like this, like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, and better yet, send it to someone who doesn't know about human design so that they can start to understand their type and the energies around them. As always, I am your host, Ashley Hood. And until next time, here's to health, wellness, and weirdness. Take care.